Hi, Tantric travelers. Happy new moon in Pisces. We just entered the beautiful house of Pisces, and the new moon will be this evening, I believe. But the sun is in the zodiacal house of Pisces, so this is an incredible time of year to work on our manifestations of the soul, manifestations of the spirit, and to receive the gorgeous gifts of abundance that our planetary parents and our cosmic parent provides for us unconditionally. So I want to start today's reading, which will be a super quick pick, but I want to start by just pausing for a moment and with this Palo Santo and my favorite lighter. I want to pause for a moment and offer my gratitude to our graceful planetary parent, Tierra Madre Marina Amor, Papa Suelo Mario Amor, and to our eternal cosmic parent, Source, Light, Love, Agua. And you flow, we all flow together in this universal current sea of abundance. And I want to celebrate with you today by asking what gifts our planetary parent is bestowing upon you as you open the gateway of your heart this season of love. What gifts is your planetary parent bestowing upon you? And this is malachite, and malachite is, as well as the color green and almost all green stones, malachite is an opener of the gateway of the corazon. And I would like to acknowledge that sometimes it takes a great deal of healing and patience and rest and allowance for the blockages that we've accrued in this lifetime and others to melt away, and for the river of abundance and unconditional love to flow through our heart again. And this winter season, as we move into springtime and the snow comes and goes and the temperature goes up and down, we're kind of playing with that energy. And Pisces is about the fish, and it's about the fish that are swimming in those two magnetic currents that kind of bring us to 0 point. So if there's enough pull this way and enough pull this way, there's kind of like this beautiful opening that occurs in between. And if you think about the channels that come into us and the channels where we release energies in this lifetime, in this body, then Pisces, for me, the Sabian symbol of Pisces represents that. And I love the season. Venus is in Pisces right now, as well as the sun. And when I was born, Venus was in Pisces. And I consider it to be one of the greatest gifts in my chart. Even though Venus being exalted in Pisces can sometimes bring in almost too much love and too much living without boundaries. And I admit, I do dabble. But I hope you're enjoying this beautiful entry through the gateway of your heart and the heart of the Milky Way galaxy. And so today let's begin with the Atlantean Prayer of Abundance. And I recommend, as a priestess and as someone who uses this prayer daily, to optimize its benefits by incanting these words near or in moving water. So it's really simple. You can just listen to it or you can repeat it, and there's many variations on it, but you will get the gist with the wording that I used here. I am the golden river of abundance. The golden river of abundance flows through me like an endless current of honey as I release, receive, and give all that is needed with love. We are the golden river of abundance. The golden river of abundance flows through us like an endless current of honey as we release, receive, and give all that is needed with love. We are the golden ocean of abundance. The golden ocean of abundance flows through us like an endless current of milk and honey as we release, receive, and give all that is needed with love. Blessed be the light in the water, and blessed be the water in the light. So I encourage you to try out this beautiful prayer that was channeled to me a couple of years ago, and has really enriched my life and allowed me to open up, to release a lot of blockages and a lot of consciousness which was inhibited by poverty programs, and to just understand that we are meant as beings born to this planet, as beings indigenous to Earth. We are meant to enjoy a full and uninterrupted flow of abundance. And although there are many factors interfering with this now, one of the things that we can do is connect more deeply with our planetary parent by paying attention to even the most basic elemental interactions. The breath, of course. The water within us, the water that we carry, that we are composed of, our tears, our saliva, our voice, and how that is lubricated and used in combination with the air, the fire of our metabolism and the fire of our neural currents, and how this thought process and these molecules of energy that are interacting with the divine consciousness as thoughts may then be manifested into the material or earth element of our physical cells, which is also composed of water, air, and the fire of intermolecular chemical components and electrical components. So we are the four elements, and when we really appreciate how that is happening within us, and we look around and sense and feel all of the beautiful gifts of this sensory world and experience that we have been gifted here on Earth every single day, it makes it so much more abundant just to be alive. And I'm so grateful for that, and I'm so grateful that you're joining me and using this consciousness and this prayer if you wish. So today, keeping in this theme, I would like to offer a quick pick reading, and it's going to be called Opening the Gateway to Your Heart with the Gifts of Mother Earth. And let's see, what should we use? I have many things on the windowsill in front of me. So let's use what we've got in front of me, and there's some beautiful items. So this is a beautiful bird's wing from a bird that I found that had transformed, that had passed on a highway, and it's a whippoorwill feather. Wing. And the whippoorwill is one of those beautiful night birds that keeps us company in the darkness. So that is gorgeous. So that's the first card will be signified by the whippoorwill wing. The second, this is called, I think it's called muscovite, and I found it just beside the river, just about a little ways down, and I love it. It's mica. It's a form of mica, but specifically it's called, I think it's muscovite mica, and you can see the sedimentary, beautiful layers of this mirrored mineral, and it's so powerful to cleanse the parameters of the aura and, you know, to just sort of get the grit and get the gunk out of, you know, the mesh that our auras are composed of, the light mesh, and to allow that to just wash away and wash through so that our auras can shine brightly within and without, and we can receive the gifts of all of the light from our cosmic parents. And let's see, the third one, let's use this little, I think people call them Chinese lanterns. It's from a plant, copper pennies or silver pennies, so it looks different in every season. And this is reminding me of the lantern of the sacral chakra. It's quite magical. It's a very fairy kind of energy to it. And I've been doing a lot of practice on clearing and purifying my sacral chakra, which is beautiful. Did a yoni steam and some really powerful meditation. So the third pile will be signified by the, let's call it the fairy lantern. Okay? Okay. I'm just enjoying my wavy locks today. Getting into some witchy vibes, some priestess vibes for you. So, and you know that our hair serves as this amazing natural antenna for us to pick up through the electromagnetic waves that we receive as parts of our planetary parent. And we can pick up, you know, information about the climate and weather, and if there's anything going on in the earth, if there's plates moving in the earth, or there's going to be, you know, an event, an earthly event like a volcano erupting more or an earthquake. We can pick that up through our hair, our bones, our blood. And it's not difficult as long as we learn to listen to our bodies and the wisdom that our bodies have for us. Okay, so for the first beautiful people, Whipoorwill, let us call upon the spirit of our divine planetary parent, the immense interconnected consciousness of which she is composed, and which we are intertwined, and the gifts that we enjoy through this beautiful intertwinement. And I'm going to use the Animal Tarot today to start. So, as you open the gateway of your heart, what gifts from Mother Earth are you receiving? Whipoorwill, Whipoorwill, Whipoorwill. As you open the gateway of your heart, what gifts from Mother Earth are you receiving? One flew just like a whippoorwill. Oh my gosh, and it is a bird. It is the 7 of winged ones. So this is a very special discernment, and often magicians and witches and people who are delving into the elemental arts and bringing themselves and their lives more into alignment with the natural currents of energy of our planet. This is very important. It's the 7 of Swords in the traditional tarot. Magpie, proper use of secret knowledge is what it says on this version. And the magpie was the bird, the messenger, the familiar of the wizard traditionally, the wizard and the witch. And you can see that the magpie in this depiction, in this photograph, this bird has dark and light feathers. And it is really true that as we progress and as we come more fully into alignment with our planetary parent, we have to practice a great deal of discernment in how we use these gifts of elemental alignment and really understand with a certain neutrality, but also a very discerning distinction that not everyone operates in the way that we do, and that if we align the great power behind our practices, when they are coming into alignment with our planetary parent, if we align with other beings who aren't working on the same level of understanding or knowledge or even alignment, then we are actually putting that power behind them and their actions, And unless we use discernment and create very firm boundaries for ourselves and how we practice, we're actually giving our power away to those that we ally with who are not operating on an equal level to our wisdom, to our knowledge. And it's not about being, better or worse or darker or light or black or white magic. It's about taking responsibility for our energy. And this has been a theme for a very long time, and especially in the last few years here on Earth for humanity, is the fact that if we allow others, if we give our power away and we don't have firm boundaries as to who has use of our divine human spiritual energy and our divine human physical energy and mental energy and emotional energy, if we allow others to siphon or harvest that, there will be a deficit within us. And because there is a deficit within us, we will be trying to access other energies to fill it up, to, keep refueling ourselves, keep refueling our tank. And this can be on mass scales, as it has been, with recent events of the global pandemic. And it can also be on smaller scales within, friend circles or family circles. And it's not that everyone has bad intentions. We may all be operating within an intention that seems to be good, by label it's good. But what's actually happening is these good intentions are, being used irresponsibly, and they're being used deceptively sometimes, and that can include the way that we deceive ourselves. So for example, if you are in a family, this is one example. If you're in a family, you're a parent, let's say you're a single parent, you've got 2 or 3 children, and you're working, and you really can't, do everything by yourself, and your kids are growing up. They're reaching different levels of maturity where each one of those 3 children is able to do something to contribute to the household. So for instance, they can all put their dishes in the dishwasher. One of them is old enough to take the garbage out. One of them is old enough to feed the dog. And one of them is old enough to put his or her toys away. So that's great. And if you ask the children to do this and remind them to do this, and not even necessarily reward them, but that's your choice as a parent. It's all of our choice how we operate that way. But if each child is contributing to the household, then the parent, the single parent, will not feel that there is a huge deficit in their energy, and they won't be necessarily thinking about, trying, either yelling at the kids, trying to get them to do things, or trying to find a partner who can help them with this stuff. And that partner could be, a friend who doesn't have time to help. It could be a potential boyfriend or girlfriend who really just wants affection and company and doesn't want to be necessarily a part of another household. So what happens is that single parent is then operating from a deceptive basis. So they may be thinking that they're interacting with people as friend or boyfriend or girlfriend or as a parent, but really they're interacting with those around them as someone who has an energy deficit and will do anything to fill it. And sometimes when that stress gets too much, we can also try to fill this deficit with addiction. So that can be, internet addiction, obviously sexual or porn, alcohol and drugs, pharmaceuticals, anything really to make us feel okay because we're so tired and we're so drained all the time. And what it does is, if we don't live, work, and practice everything in our lives, including our magical practices, with full consciousness of ourselves and our modi operandi, then what happens is that deficit or that void becomes vampiric for everything that surrounds us. And then we turn into a vampire. If that's what you're setting out to do, cool. Or if you're operating in, in a community or a society where everyone does that and it's acceptable and it's the only way to get by. And I've lived in places like that. It's not fun. It's actually very, very scary. It's horrifying. And it just spins into a cycle of who can take more from whom until basically people are killing one another with, with no resort to justice or punishment. So, I mean, it gets very dark very quickly. And I have become a very good sensor and reader of that kind of energy. And I watch for the pattern. It's kind of like a second nature, like an instinct now. People call it narcissistic, and there's a lot of different names and labels, but it doesn't really matter. What matters is the proper use of our own energy and where we put it, and that expectation from the environment that surrounds us is the impetus to create it. And when we do that, no one has to be a vampire. And when we do that, no one has to operate with false motives. And those motives can be false even to ourselves, because we're not willing to look at what it is that we actually need. And this can sometimes be like, for instance, like let's say you have a friend who always wants to borrow money from you, and they've had a hard year, and they went through a divorce, they lost a parent. So you've been helping them out, and they're borrowing a lot of money from you, or they're borrowing money frequently from you, and you can't say no to them. But what happens is it's very very easy to figure out, is that you end up doing the same thing to another person. So, you end up borrowing money from your parents, or you end up, overspending on your credit card and putting yourself in a position which is very uncomfortable. And that creates resentment within yourself. And so you begin to resent the person that you've been lending the money to, because it made you feel good to be a giver, when in reality that was an unequal equation. So it's really important to look at and recognize these trends within ourselves, be honest within ourselves, and correct them. And whether you're talking about money, your physical energy, for instance, doing like physical favors or housework for somebody, including your partner and your family, everyone should contribute to the care of their environment. And if that isn't learned, and if that isn't practiced as a child and as adults, we go out into the world and you can see what human beings are doing to our planetary parent. So people who never were taught responsibility of care for their direct environment will go out and spill garbage and chemicals everywhere that they go, and leave a trail of takeout containers and plastic and cardboard and paper, which has already been raped from the environment, and then discard it back onto our planetary parent, which is a huge insult and creates imbalance within our planetary parent, and then creates imbalance which is thrown right back at us through climate change and through natural disasters caused by huge gaping holes in the earth that has been fracked and disturbed and disrespected and raped. And that kind of mentality continues generation to generation. And soon we find ourselves living completely out of sync with this planet, which is the greatest gift that we have been given. The greatest privilege and gift that we have been given in this lifetime is living within the beautiful flow of abundance of this planet. So, okay, that was a lot channeling, a lot coming through for you from one card, my beauties. So for beautiful Whippoorwill wing, that beautiful bird, who I did not kill the bird, but I did have a whippoorwill outside of my cabin when I was living in Mexico in the mountains, and I heard her singing every night, and she always kept me company. And then I went for a hike one day, and I found a whippoorwill that I think had actually flown into like a telephone wire and was still warm, and I picked it up and I tried to revive her, but she did not revive. She passed, and I decided to harvest the gift of her beautiful physical form and to use it to remind me of the beautiful energy that she shared when she was alive, and how we all pass and we all change and we all transform. Okay, let's have one from the Loteria Mexicana. Okay. Camarón. El Camarón just came out. 22, master number. So this is saying that the little things are very important. And we're talking about filtering again too. So filtering your environment, you know, keeping your tap water purified and clean. And if it doesn't come out that way, then finding ways to do it. There's shungite, for instance, is a beautiful stone. I'll show you mine. I keep this pyramid of shungite in my water pitcher because we have a lot of chlorine where I'm living now. And I keep the shungite pyramid in my water. And so I pour the water from the tap over the shungite pyramid, and then I drink it all day. And I usually drink 2 pitchers of water per day. So that's my secret. And, you know, there's other ways to filter and to use and enjoy your water, and put a little squeeze of lemon in it, make some nice tea, because when it boils, some of the chlorine and other chemicals evaporate. So yeah, Camarón, this beautiful animal which floats and dances around our planetary parents' blood, both the fresh waters and the salt waters, and people love to eat, so delicious and sweet and small and seemingly insignificant, but actually is a very important part of the filtering of the aquatic ecosystem. And that's really what this is saying to me right now. So it's really about understanding that even the smallest components are important parts of the interconnected and intertwined whole. So that's the gift for you, and maybe you'll have some pasta with shrimp tonight or something nice. So the gifts that our planetary parent, Tierra Madre, are giving to you are discernment in the use of your own personal power, and the attention to the small things, and to filtering out toxins from your environment, because that also helps you to be a clearer channel to receive the gorgeous current sea of abundance. So best wishes, pile number 1, Whipoorwill. And let's move on to the second pile, which, what did I say that was? I don't even remember now. Oh yes, now I see. So we'll clear the energy for a minute. So pile number 2, you have this gorgeous mica. So reflective, naturally. It's kind of got like a starlight energy to it. And it was such a beautiful gift when I found this walking along the river. I feel like it has like a lot of, star communications in it. So maybe that's one of your gifts, is star consciousness, and, you know, enjoyment of looking at the stars while you're down here on Tierra Madre. Okay, so let us see, as you open the gateway of your heart, what gifts are you receiving? What knowledge, what wisdom, what gifts are you receiving from our beautiful planetary parents? Mica, Muscovite, Mica. Maybe you have some Russian heritage or some Eastern European heritage that you're exploring right now. There's a lot of powerful spiritual and magical traditions from that part of the world. You could be a seer, like Rasputin. Winter could be a wonderful season for you. Could be one of your favorite seasons. And a crow flew over, by the way. That's why I looked up. So, like, right over. I've been feeding them peanuts, so they really like me these days. Okay, wow. So you received 2. So your gifts from our planetary parent. Increíble. Wow. You've got the Ace of Ancients or the Ace of Wands. So this is a sexual energy, forward momentum, and the gift of fertility in all new ventures. Also, the frog is one of the most sensitive creatures, and your skin may be very sensitive. You may love to bathe, and you may love to be in the sauna and moist, kind of steamy places. And you may be very sensitive. You may have a gift for making and using and giving others concoctions for their skin that are based in nature. This gorgeous little green frog, and also for making money that way. So your flow of abundance is really, it's about turning gifts of the natural, your intuitive gifts, as well as the gifts of our planetary parent, into material abundance. And I'm seeing this like sexual practices for you, like using fantasy and self-pleasuring as a manifestation technique. And we also have the very tantric King of Wands, which is Cobra. So the King of Wands is, ascended energy. This is pure tantric potential in either masculines or feminines, but I am getting a lot of masculine energy from these 2 things. So I'm feeling like it is like the rising, so the feminine energy, which is the pool of energy, the pool of potential that the cosmic bestows upon our planetary parent, and is always here waiting to be enlivened by the opening of our heart gateway and all of the gateways of our chakra system. So I'm really feeling like this Shakti is rising within you, and it could be inspiring you with, the Ace of Wands, frog, beginning with an inspiration, an idea, and, a great forward momentum on this new moon in Pisces. And it could be carrying you towards a certain kind of energetic mastery where you're fully in touch with your Sekhem. So all the way up through, from the Earth Star Chakra, through the root chakra, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart chakra, the throat, the use of your voice and your ears to listen, to communicate, understand, the use of your first eye to listen, communicate, see, understand, your crown chakra. So the full actualization and understanding of yourself as a divine, godly being, and your soul star chakra, which connects you always with source. And sometimes people even have nagas or naginis surrounding and protecting their aura when we reach a more activated state of energy, and the ability to use and utilize our full energetic potential and to understand ourselves, all facets and all capacities within ourselves, which are expressed through our chakra system as being, delivered to back to our planetary parents and our cosmic parent through surrender to the divine dream, the divine will for us. So it's a beautiful masculine and feminine kind of recipe, and I feel like you're learning about the tantric energy of our planetary parents, and as you do, and as you connect with the tantric energy of our planetary parent through your Earth Star Chakra, as well as our cosmic parent through your Soul Star Chakra, when this ignition happens, and that's kind of the message of the 2 fish in Pisces as well, right? It's the inflow and the outflow happening simultaneously within our nadis and within our central channel as well. So if this is happening for you, and it has been happening as a tantric practitioner, it's really exciting when we start to feel the results of ourselves as a strong enough vessel to hold and to utilize and lift this energy back to the divine. So the gifts that the divine has granted us through our planetary parent, that now we are giving them back to the divine. And I'm also seeing, you know, masculine, divine masculine energy beginning to really touch, taste, and gain awareness of his or her own divine potential, and really, you know, what the divine masculine energy and role is through King Cobra. So that is very beautiful. So the cobra, or any serpent or snake, is considered to be a feminine creature, but it's cool because it's the King Cobra. So it's like you have mastered your feminine as well as the masculine qualities, and they are coming together to allow you to serve your divine soul potential fully here for our planetary parent. And again, environmentally, with the frog, I'm seeing a lot of sensitivity to chemicals, and maybe removing a lot of those from your environment and encouraging others to do so, and encouraging yourself and others, your family, your friends, and your online community to also really look at how sensitive we are as natural beings, and to honor that, and to pay tribute to that, and to make offerings to that sensitivity, which is a divine gift, by treating ourselves very gently and treating others very gently, treating our environment gently, not using harsh cleaners and chemicals, and understanding that if we spray for mosquitoes, that pesticide will go into the water system eventually, and the frogs will die too. So this is like a beautiful ecosystemic kind of wisdom that I feel that you are mastering right now. Pile number 2. And you chose this river rock too. So that river rock is, you know, you can see these layers and layers that have accrued from the gorgeous flow between the cosmos and the earth. Okay, let's get a Loteria Mexicana for you. Loteria Mexicana for Mica Muscovite. Oh, La Botella. Ooh, you got tequila. This has been coming out upside down for me a lot, and I was taking that as a good thing. It was kind of like, okay, I gave up tequila for a while. I have a few friends that haven't. I didn't give it up that long ago, by the way. I do love my lunar substances, tequila, mezcal, but I've been trying to live a little cleaner for a while. But I mean, tequila is a sacred substance, and this is 14, so I'm kind of getting like a temperance energy for you guys. So really understanding that as much as you love and desire the energy of La Fiesta, you also like to be in moderation, so that you can, you know, you can do your work, you can do your soul's work, you can do your planetary work. And I mean, this is a very neutral looking bottle. It's full, has potential, but nobody's doing shots here. Nobody's, you know, drinking 13 margaritas necessarily. You could have one little glass of very good tequila and sip it. And it's surrounded by this beautiful rosy pink, which to me is also, you know, like opening to the good times that we can have with friends when we share the goodness of life, when we share the celebration and that kind of potential, but not necessarily wanting to, you know, be the whole party in one night, in one bottle, ourselves, in one body. And a lot of tantric practitioners have and enjoy like very strong energies. So, you know, that is how that goes. I think I might be running low on batteries, so I'm going to pause it here, and I might have to continue with the third reading in part 2. So I hope you've enjoyed this. So I'm seeing a lot of temperate energy, and just, you know, being kind to yourself in order to more fully enjoy your celebrations on our beautiful planet Earth. So thanks for watching. I'm going to continue pile number 3 in another video. Bye. Oh, phew, I figured out how to pause it, so I didn't have to start a new video. But this one will be pile number 3. You're going to have a different angle in yours, but that's cool. Because I'm charging it as I go, so hopefully I'll look in the right direction. So pile number 3, you chose this beautiful sacral lantern, the fairy lantern. So you may be really feeling a lot of sacral energy, and I would highly recommend doing, you know, a little cleanse meditation. You can do that with steam, with a couple herbs, or, you know, just a bowl of hot water, and you allow the steam to kind of flow up through your body, and you can like dip a cloth in it and kind of bathe your skin with it and focus on each and all of your chakras. And yeah, so this angle is kind of weird. Excuse me for fiddling and fussing, but I'm not sure if I'm looking in the right direction, but I'll look over here. I think the camera's here. So for pile number 3, the fairy lantern, as you open the gateway to your heart, what gifts is our beautiful planetary parent sending you right now? It's been such an amazing long weekend. I've been enjoying time in my temple. Oh wow. You have the 8 of Ancients, the 8 of Wands, acceleration and movement. So yeah, more serpent energy. Pile number 2 also had the King Cobra and a lot of Wands energy. So you had like 2 reptiles and 1 amphibian in pile number 2 and 3. And yeah, this beautiful, they're saying a rat snake. I'm getting like a musical energy here, kind of reminding me of like a treble clef. And you know, I'm getting EU, like European Union, and something that kind of looks like a harp here, like maybe Ireland. So there could be communication, soul communication that you're receiving from specific parts of the planet who are calling you to either, you know, do some clearing work, do some light work, either in person or from a distance, and sending love. This could be about, you know, places that are subject to a lot of terrestrial energy right now, a lot of, you know, seismic energy, earthquakes, volcanic energy. The planet is really shifting and moving right now and really speaking to us that way. And you could be really starting to receive this kind of communication from our planetary parent through animals. But I'm seeing with the snake that it's very close to the surface of the earth and beneath the surface of the earth. So you could be, you know, really focusing on your earth star chakra and the energy that is flowing to you through this chakra and through your root chakra, the chakra of stability. And maybe doing some work with those chakras before you address the sacral chakra, and the purification and opening of the sacral chakra, which will lead you to the solar plexus and heart, you know, and the gifts that you will receive from the planet. I feel like there's, you know, there is a lot of very fast, kind of very hard movement that you're feeling, and this can bring about a great deal of change in our lives really quickly. It can be communication from unexpected people and places. It can definitely be sexual communication and messages. You could also be sending out that kind of energy. You could, you know, really be like sending out waves from your chakras, which are an expression of your divine sexual energy. And this could be, you know, bringing about a lot of changes very quickly in your life. And that's always really fun. So enjoy that. And let's see what else we get for you. Pile number 3. Okay, the Loteria Mexicana. As pile number 3 opens their heart, what gifts Messages from Tierra Madre Marina Amor. Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. You have La Chalupa, which is the Empress to me in this deck. So there's a lot. You're carrying a lot of abundance. This channel, this river that she is, you know, flowing down in her vessel or flowing up in her vessel, carrying flowers, fruit. She's dressed beautifully. She has 2 strands of pearls or beads on her neck, flowers in her hair, fruits and flowers before her. The earth is green and lush beside her. The water is blue and clear, flowing around her and carrying her on this flow of abundance. So this really is a huge blessing of the planet Venus into your life, and you know, this communication, which is very energetic and very pure, and is coming from your purified, cleansed, and soothed and healed chakra system. It's coming through them. The communication that you're putting out, as you receive the spiritual nutrition of the Empress of La Chalupa, which is Venus. It's the energy of the planet Venus, and we're in Pisces, which is, you know, ruled by Venus as well. Yeah, the energy that's flowing out of you and really becoming apparent in your life is very, very fluid, very juicy, very rich, it's bringing a lot of abundance to the world, and you are operating in your full capacity as an abundant being, as a feminine being. And yeah, you could be a Libra or a Taurus, or those signs could be important to you, or you could have very significant placements in Pisces. You could love the Pisces season. You could be starting a new business venture, which is, you know, a sharing of your own abundant gifts that the universe and our planetary parent have bestowed upon you with others. Because this is really the vessel that Mother Earth likes us to use to carry her gifts from place to place and to share them and to receive the ones that she sends our way. So yeah, it's absolutely amazing. This is such a blessing. I'm so glad that La Chalupa visited us in this reading today. And I'm going to wrap it up. I'm glad I got to do all 3 readings in one video. And thank you for joining me. And this is the 3rd video, I think, in Opening the Gateway to Your Heart that I'm doing in the month of February. And yeah, it's a great way to welcome in Pisces season. And I believe tonight the new moon in Pisces. So have a blessed day and a blessed evening, and see you soon. Bye.